Good evening. Thank you for joining. My name is Kelly Wentworth. I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Kennebunk, Maine. I appreciate you stopping by. I am just checking the feed to make sure I am live like I think I am. If you are on, say hello so I know you're there. And if you are watching the replay later, also say hello, because I do try to read all the messages and comments. Okay, good. There I am. Looks good. Hi, Kim. How are you? How are you? Seems like forever since we've talked. Hello, Diane, my friend. Thank you for joining. How are you ladies doing? It's good to see you too. Thank you for joining. It seems like forever, girls, since we've talked or seen each other. I hope all is well. Hi, Sharon. Good to see you again, Sharon. Hi, Lori. Happy Thanksgiving to you, too. Thank you for stopping by and saying hello. It's so good to see you, ladies. I know this is a busy week for everyone. Hey, Lisa. So glad you could make it. Yay. I know you've been busy, girl. Okay, so just want to get started here. I'm so glad to see you ladies tonight. So let's get down to business here. I do have, let's see, a couple of things I want to, just a couple of announcements before we get started. The first thing I want to mention is that Stampin' Up! Is having our 24-hour flash sale that's been going all day today. And pretty much everything in the annual catalog is on sale, which is fantastic. That is, I think we have a list of things that are not on the for sale list, but pretty much everything in the catalog is. And I was poking around up there this afternoon, and all our paper seems to be on sale, and dimensionals, and some really must-haves for crafters. It's a great time to stock up on paper and adhesives and that type of stuff. I have not, be honest with you, I have not scrutinized the exception list, but the things that I was poking around with, they were all on sale today. So now is the time, if you have a wish list going, to get those products and stock up. It ends at the end of today. So don't miss out on that. I also wanted to share that I am part of a virtual craft fair online, and I've posted my link here on my business page. It's been fun. I've never done this before, and I'm having a lot of fun. I'm selling product and people are liking my stuff, and there's other vendors there that are selling things, and it truly does remind me of a craft fair, because not having the ability to do craft fairs, I've always enjoyed them. So it's been a fun experience, and again, the links are posted on down below on my business page here. It goes until December 1st. So if you're looking for something, we have some great products, and there's all kinds of various vendors that are selling things there. So check that out. And then the last thing I just want to bring up is my YouTube, my 12 Weeks of Christmas series on my YouTube channel. I apparently didn't look at the calendar very closely. I thought I did, but Thursday is my last week. It's week 12, and it falls on Thanksgiving. So obviously I won't be going live on Thursday. So I have rescheduled that for next Thursday, the 4th. And I have posted that on my blog and on my business page. So I think that is all of the updates that I have. I'm going to go ahead and get started. So the first project I have, the first card I have tonight, actually, I was playing in my craft room this past week, and actually I was cleaning my craft room. I was cleaning off my desk. I was trying to get reorganized. It was a mess, and I had scraps and stuff everywhere. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to make one of those Scrappy technique cards where you actually use the scraps that you have, and we all have them. So I ended up playing, and this is what I came up with. And I think it's really pretty. It's a really pretty holiday card, but you can make it you can use scraps from anything. And let the joy of the season fill your heart. So that's what I ended up making, and I'm going to show you how to do the Scrappy technique if you are not familiar with it. It's been out there for a while, and I've made it before. I don't know that I did a class. I don't think I've done a class on it. So I thought I would show you how I did that. It's very easy, and the fun thing about it is there's no measuring. So that's what I like about it. So you can't make a mistake. Don't you like those kind of cards where you can't make a mistake? So what I have here, just to show you, is, these are scraps that I had on my desk and in my DSP folders for each of the colors that I have. And you're going to see what I did here. I've got extras. And so what I do is I put them in these. I love these clear envelopes. I use these for so many different things. And we sell them in the catalog. You get 50 of them, I think, in the package, and they're like $5. So they're really cheap, and I use them for everything. So, but I'm going to show you, even though I have some pieces already done up, I'm just going to show you how I did them and show you how easy it is to use your scraps that you have on your desk. So let's get organized here. So what I did is, what I have here is DSP. That's from, I believe this is the Warming Hugs. I think that's what that is. Let me double check. So what I did is I had a bunch of scraps in here, and this is, Heartwarming Hug DSP. So what you do is, if you have little pieces or even scrap pieces, there's many different ways. Some people will make this card and they'll do it across the whole front of the card. They'll just do the scrappy pieces going across the whole thing, and I've done one of those, although I don't think I did it on a class. But I decided to do it and make a focal point out of it and do it smaller. But you can do it any way you want. So what I did is I'm going to use your cutter, whatever cutter you have. I love this little mini one. This was an incentive last year for new demonstrators who joined Stamping Up. Thank you, Sharon. Happy Thanksgiving to you all. So basically what you do, and again, there's no measuring on this. What you do is, and I'm going to make sure I'm in the camera here, all you do is put your paper in, put it at a diagonal, so it's smaller on one end, bigger on the other. It doesn't matter what the measurement is. I'm not measuring. Then you do it the other way. Okay? And then you do it the other way. And you literally just go back and forth. Has anyone done the Scrappy technique that's watching tonight? It's really a cool technique. So you can see I'm just going back and forth. I'm not measuring. And I'm just doing it at an angle, smaller on one end, wider on the other. Okay, now again, our DSP has two sides, so you want to use paper. Well, you don't have to, I guess, but you want. I like to use paper that coordinates. So now I'm going to take another piece from that same paper pack, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to angle it. Yeah, this little cutter, Sharon, is the bomb, because I keep this on my desk and it's great for little cuts here and there, and it's great for a project like this. And they were very popular. And then even after the sign-on incentive was over, we had them for sale as demonstrators, and but they quickly sold out. A lot of demonstrators scoffed them up and I think used them as gifts for their team, I'm sure, or something. I'm not sure what they did with them, but they could have used them also as bonuses for sales or something. But again, two sides, okay? And let's see. So we have all of these scraps here, and I'm going to show you how I put it together. Let me move some of these pieces. Oh, you've done the Scrappy technique, Sharon? What do you think of it? It's really a fun technique. I'm just getting organized here. All right, so this one, I'm going to cut this one down. Let me see. So this is going to be 3 by 4. And this is the piece I'm going to put all of the pieces on. Okay. So this is 3 by 4, and I did it in the Whisper White, okay? And then I'm going to adhere that after to another piece of paper. So for this technique, I recommend using the liquid glue, and the reason why is it's very forgiving and it gives you a chance to move it around and position it just where you want it. So I'm going to get out my liquid glue. Kim, are you still on? I thought you did the Scrappy technique once as well, a long time ago. Okay. So basically, all you're going to do is you're going to get your glue. This one's a little wide. Let's go here. Okay, and you're just going to, there's no right or wrong. I think this one's out. This was out last week. Hold on. it's really an easy technique, and it's a great way to use your scraps. So you're just going to put glue. Now some people put glue on the paper. Now I'm going to use my mat here. This little mat is the best investment. If you don't have one of these silicone mats, you really need to get one because nothing sticks to it. The glues and adhesives that we use will not stick to it, okay? And it's okay that it goes over because I'm just going to snip it off after. So you do one with the thicker part at the top. And you just try to alternate the colors a little bit. Okay, and I'm going to do this one. And we're going to do it the opposite. And I am leaving about 1/8 of an inch in between. You don't have to, it's up to you. You can put it all together. I like a little bit of the white peeking through. Okay, and now I'm going to do this one. It's really, and it's also, this is kind of fun to do this kind of a technique. I think Kim did one of these a while ago. If she comes back, we'll have to ask her. Because I thought she sent me a picture of it. I thought it was her. Okay. And now I'll put, grab one of these. Now, again, these are all just in a pile here. And this one is going to go like that. The good thing about our paper is there's two sides and it all matches. Go. Okay, and now I think I will use this one. So now we need to go on the wide side again. And you just keep alternating. And I think we need some red. Do this one. And I love these mats because nothing will stick to it. So when I'm done, I can just clip all this off. Okay, and now I think I want, we'll go back to, and if it hangs off, that's okay. If it hangs off the edge, because we're gonna trim it up anyways. Okay. Whoop. There we go. See, nothing sticks to this mat. So we'll let it dry for a second, and then we'll trim it off. And that's literally all you do to get your focal point, to get the Scrappy technique. And then we'll trim it off. And I'll show you how to do that. Now this mat, literally, all it does is you just go like this, and you can see the glue just goes away. It comes right off. Nothing sticks to it. After I use it, if I have a lot of glue on it, I just kind of rub my finger over it. And then every once in a while, I'll throw it under water and rinse it. And it's good as new. Okay, so you can put this underneath the trimmer, or you can use scissors, whichever you prefer. So we'll try to put it in here and see how that works. It might still be, there's a lot of glue on there. You know what? I think I'm going to use my scissors, my big scissors. But you can put it on the trimmer. And then I'm just going to trim down. I can always put it on the trimmer after and make sure it's straight and get it cleaned up. We'll get these big hanging pieces off first. And you literally are just going to cut them off. Now a lot of them have glue on them because I had my pieces were long. Okay. Just take that off, throw it away. Sharon, is this the approach you used when you made yours? And there is your focal point. Now, you can put it in the trimmer. Let me get this ready. And then you can just trim it up. That looks pretty good. Maybe a little bit on this end. Just a smidge. And there is your, isn't that pretty? So the white piece was 3 by 4, and the pear pizzazz is 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. And again, you match your paper, your cardstock to the DSP that you're using, and on the back of the DSP, it tells you all the different colors that are in the DSP. So I want to trim that one piece off a little bit more on this side. Just those little hair pieces. Okay, then you're going to just take your glue. Whoops, this is the empty one. Here's this one. And stick that on there like that. Let me get my glue off my hands here. There. Okay. So what do you think? That is the focal point right there. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some ribbon, and I'm using the Real Red. This is the cotton ribbon. And before I adhere it to the card, I'm just going to put a little bow over here. Just add a little red bow. And now we need to do some stamping. So I am using this. This says, "May your days be merry," and that comes from is it this one? Let's see. May your days. No, I thought it was that one. I don't remember what set it comes from. May your days be merry. Let me see if it's still on my desk. Hang on. There it is. Wrapped in Christmas. There's two sets to this, and I have the other one. So it's May Your Days Be Merry, this one right here. And what I did, there's a bundle, and it comes with so all this, the paper, the dies, and the stamp set all come together. And what I used was this die right here to get the stitched circle, and I used the real red to match, and that comes from this set right here. So I'm going to get out get ready to stamp. Take a piece of scrap, and let's see, came out better than the first one I did. Hi Melanie, how are you? Okay, and I punched it out with my 1.5 inch circle punch. And I'm going to put that up on dimensionals. Just to give it some dimension on that stitched red circle. I'm so glad you made it too, Melanie. There you go. And then I'm going to put that up on dimensionals as well. How are you? That's what I like about this DSP, Melanie, are the traditional colors. It's very pretty. Okay, and then I took So my base is Real Red, 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5.5, the vertical way. And then I took a piece of Whisper White 4 by 5 1/4, and again I embossed it with the winter snow. I'm loving this embossing folder. I just think it looks so pretty with a lot of our holiday sets, and I just love the red and the white. It just pops it. So we're going to go ahead and glue down our embossed piece. And what I like about this style card also is having the focal point being a shorter piece. It really pops the white, the embossed, and I'm going to put that up on dimensionals as well. So a lot of dimensionals on this one, but you really want to pop up that. I'm going to put that one in the middle. Good, your dinner's cooking. Are you ladies all ready for Thanksgiving? I'm just going to pop that right in the middle as best I can. And then pop this one down here in the corner. Now, you can put some bling on it. You can add some rhinestones if you wanted to. I'm not sure it's needed, but you could. What do you think? I think that's just so pretty. Love the colors. It's simple to make. And it's just using scraps that you have in your craft room, which we all have. I'm going to pick up some of these scraps before, you know, Melanie, what's funny, when the Christmas, the mini holiday catalog came out, I also forgot to order this red ribbon. I went to grab it and I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I didn't order red ribbon. I mean, everybody has to have red ribbon at Christmas time, right? I did the exact same thing. And this cotton ribbon is really, really easy to work with. And I love ribbon that's easy to work with. So then you just take your scraps, you put them back in one of our little clear envelopes, and you can do this for all of your DSP packs. You know, you can stick it with the other paper, and you can make yourself some scrappy cards. You know, don't throw it away. All right, I'm cleaning up, getting ready for the card number 2. I hope you like these. I think they're beautiful. I love them. Oh, you know what I didn't do? I want to do the inside. Hang on, we got to do the inside. So what did I do here? Let's do the inside. And I'm using Let the Joy of the Season Fill Your Heart. Now, I could do the real red on that. I chose to do the black Memento. Choose whichever color you want. Isn't that pretty? All right. And we're gonna glue that down. There you go. Okay, let me clean this off. Thank you, ladies. I'm so glad you like it, and it's so easy to make. Use up those scraps. Okay, are you ready for card number 2? So card number 2, let me get ready here. I decided to pull out a color that I haven't used for a while. I don't think it gets enough love, and I think it's beautiful, and that's Pacific Point. And I used some different elements on this one. So I used a little bit of DSP. I used our blue glitter paper, and I'm going to show you the die set I used for that to go underneath, just to accent it. I used our stitched rectangles. I used Wink of Stella. Got to use your Winky on that. Can you see that? Does that show up? Does he sparkle? I used the blends to color him in. And then the inside says Snowflake Wishes for a Merry Christmas. And then I used the Snowflake embossing folder again. So I just thought that was like really pretty. So again, another card that's not a challenging card. I used Pacific Point, and I used it 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. Okay. And again, I used the Snow Wonder, Winter Snow embossing folder to add to that right there, and I just think that looks so pretty. So I'll just go ahead and add that now. Oh, actually, hold on. Hang on. I am actually going to, oops, I made a mistake. Let me see if I can, because we're going to add the ribbon to the front. And I use, so I'm using the snowflake, let me show you that. This is the paper I used, and I absolutely, this paper is so pretty. I think I've showed you this before. Haven't used it for a while, and wanted to get back. Look at those snowflakes. It's just really, really pretty paper. And this piece is 1.5 by 5 1/4. And I really had a hard time deciding which side, deciding what side to put that on. But I went with the more subtle. And again, I only want a little bit of a border showing. Okay. So I put glue on there before I was ready, so. Isn't it beautiful paper, Melanie? It really is. It really is pretty. Okay, so before we adhere that to the card, I actually used our beautiful metallic silver edge ribbing. Now last week, I used the gold of this, but mostly I used the silver. And it is just the most beautiful paper. Let me see here, make sure. Put my mat down because it won't stick to that. See? Okay. So before I adhere that, I'm going to put the ribbon, and all I did this ribbon is this is the ribbon, Melanie, that you can use with the blends and colored. We've had this for a while. I really hope they don't do away with it, but it has been out for quite some time. So, all right. Oops, gonna add a little bit more. Oh, I hope I cut enough. Trying to make a nice bow. I don't think, I'm gonna have to get another piece. Hang on. All right, let's try it again. This ribbon is one of my favorites. All right, let me try that again. Why am I struggling with bows tonight? There we go. Hang on. I'm usually not picky, but I do want to get the bow halfway decent for you. There we go. Much better. Okay. And we'll trim that. Oh, I got two mats here. Okay. So that is actually going to, we can actually adhere that now to the base. I'm going to have to add more glue. A lot of it had dried. Okay. And just center it as best you can. And by doing it that way with the ribbon underneath the layers, it just helps keep it in place also. Okay, so now we're going to do some stamping. So let me get, there we go. Okay, so I'm going to use, and I'm going to need my mat, Snowman Season, and I'm going to use this one right here. I can, and I'm going to stamp him in black memento. Let it sink in for a second. And good. Again, this is another one that was, it's in the annual catalog. And it's on page 63. So, and there's a punch that goes with it. I'm not using the punch tonight because I'm going to color it in. And then I'm going to use a circle punch to punch him out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in my blends. And we don't have a Pacific Point, so I'm using Seaside Spray. And I'm going to start coloring in his hat, and I'm just going to do every other one. I'm using the dark, and I'm going to do a scarf. Oh, and I want to do a little bit of dark on the inside of his hat, and then I'm going to blend it with the lighter one. And I did a little bit on the buttons. And I'm using the pumpkin pie for the nose. And you can do a little bit of the green. I didn't on the last one, but I think I will on this one. I can still color in the tree, just to give the tree a little bit of color there. Okay. And I think on this one also, I'm just going to do a little bit of shading with the light, just to give it a little, like a shadow type thing. And then I'm going to use my Wink of Stella. And I'm going to color him in. Give him some shimmer. Everything looks good with Wink of Stella, doesn't it? And then I'm going to put a little bit on the bottom. And that's really all he needs. Can you see the color? There it goes. Got to have the Wink of Stella. Exactly. Okay. Then I'm going to use the 2-inch circle punch. Is that what I use? Let me see. No, I actually used the 2 1/4. Hang on. There we go. And you decide how much of the snow you want to have him in. Yeah, like that right there. So that's the 2 1/4. And that's the focal point there. Whoop. Then I used our blue glimmer paper, And the set that I use for this, hold on. Is Itty Bitty Christmas. So Itty Bitty Christmas comes with these set of dies, which are gorgeous, and I use this one right here. This is another one, really pretty. And then this leaf design. This is a really nice die set. So Itty Bitty Christmas bundle is that. And I use that and just had that kind of hanging out from underneath, so you can see. So I literally just glued that down. Now you can do the sponge technique that I showed you guys, which is easy to do as well. Actually, I think I'll do that because I've got my mat right here. And put a little bit of glue. If you've never seen this technique before, it's really the way to go for die cuts like this that are delicate and detailed. Now the way I place it is I want this snowflake hanging down a little bit. So other than that, that's all I really looked at when I did it. Yeah. Okay. And then the snowman I did put up on dimensionals. Yeah, that blue glimmer paper. I'll tell you, I've been a little disappointed that we didn't have more glimmer paper options this holiday season, but the blue is really pretty. And like I said, I hadn't used the Pacific Point for a while, so I thought that that would be nice to add that. I'm just gonna, you decide where you want him to show. And then I cut a rectangular die cut out, and that's using, of course, the stitched rectangles, one of my go-tos in my craft room. And I am going to stamp May Your Season Sparkle, and I'm going to use the Pacific Point ink pad on that. Put that back over there. I really do love this color blue. It's just so pretty. Ooh. Look at how pretty that is. And then I'm going to put that up on dimensionals also. Just put that in the lower right corner. Okay, and then on the inside, I have Snowflake Wishes for a Merry Christmas. So we'll go ahead and do the inside. And we're going to do that in the same, in the same color. Very appropriate for a card with snowflakes all over it. And just try to center as best you can. Yeah, I go through spells. I forget about it because I tend to go to you know, Night of Navy, and then of course I love the new blues that we have too. But it really is a beautiful color, and it's in this paper pack, so use it up. Nice and clean. And then just add your glue. Isn't that pretty? What do you think? What do you think? Do you like them? I hope so. The other thing I did want to do before I go is I brought out this set, and I've only used a couple of stamps of this, so I just wanted to show you how I add my tags to it, the actual tags on this. Now, our tags have changed with our new design, and they are very, very sticky. So once you put a tag on, if you haven't already figured it out already, it's there for, I mean, you can't change it. So, you know, what I will say about, even back when we had wood blocks, I mean, even then I struggled a little bit putting my labels on, but the more you do it, the easier it gets. And so on the back, you always want to do the shiny side. So you pull the label up on the shiny side, not the matte side. Okay, and there's always going to be a slit in between, as you can see. So you always want to pull up one side first. Okay? Take your back off. Your white backing off. And then what I do is I pull the other side off. Now, I will tell you, when I sit here and mount and put the labels on, some days I am spot on and other days not so much. And it's just so funny. If I'm really tired, I probably don't do as good you know, on other days, you know, that I could be doing better. So what you want to do is you want to match it up to the way it is on there. So you can see this is exactly like that. And what I do is I don't put the whole thing down. I start out with just putting it on the base, and I hold it with my other finger, and I literally wait and I look and I make sure it's in the right spot going down before I press. Okay? Now that was a round one. Maybe you find that easier. That one didn't come out bad at all. Now over here, you can see it's off a little bit. I don't know if you can see that in the camera. See the little bit of extra plastic there? What I do when that happens, I just trim with my snips because I don't want that sticking to it. And then that's all I do. And then I stick that back in here. Let me do another one. Here's another one. So take the backing off. And this one says, friends and family are the true gifts of Christmas. Oh, that's a pretty one too. I like that one. Take one side off. Now, I used to do one side and then lift it up and do the other side. Some people do that. They will literally do it like this, put one half down, and then lift up the other piece and then do the other piece. So whatever way you're comfortable with, I'm used to it now, so I tend to just take it all off, but you can take one piece off at a time. When I first started, that's how I used to do it. So again, I start on the end, or wherever you want to start. I just lay a little bit of it down and make sure when it goes down, it goes across the whole thing. And before I drop it down, I make sure it looks even as I go all the way around, okay? And again, not too bad, a little bit of overage right there. So you can see that. So I'll just take my snips, and you don't want to cut the rubber, you just want to cut the plastic piece. So you just cut that off, and you shouldn't have any issues with that. So just some tricks on doing that. Really, it just takes practice. I don't think there's any other tips I could give you that could make you do it any better. I think the more you do it, the easier it'll get. I hope that you will try the Scrappy technique. And of course, who doesn't like snowmen, right? You know, always one of my favorites cards to make. There you go. Don't forget, we have the big sale that ends tonight at midnight. Actually, it might end. It's mountain time, so you might have a little bit of extra time on the East Coast. But I would not wait. If you are placing an order, you probably want to get that placed. And like I said, paper and adhesives, and there are a lot of things that are on sale. Almost everything in the annual catalog is on sale. So now is the time to treat yourself and get those things that are on your list. And I hope you enjoyed the class. I hope you'll give it a try. And remember, I won't be on my YouTube on Thursday. It'll be next Thursday. So I want to wish you all a very happy Thanksgiving. I hope you enjoy time with your family. And please stay safe. Thank you for joining me. Talk to you later.